We have to take the changes in military technology into consideration. We have to take the realities of détente into consideration, and also the fact that Turkey is left alone to a large extent by our allies. All these have to be taken into consideration, and a new defense concept which should make Turkey more self-sufficient.
There are two implications in that. First, what do you mean by self-sufficient? Do you mean getting a more even-handed supply of arms from the communist world as well?
Well, I'm not prepared to talk about the possible sources from which we can get our military equipment. This will emerge as a result of the study we have been undertaking with the objective of formulating a new national defense concept. However, we do want to get away from being from a position of being over-dependent to only one source regarding our military equipment.
Do you mean you'll go to a more neutral position in the world, or is it, as the Greeks like to suggest, a form of blackmail, if I can use such a word, to a prime minister?
Well, you see, the lack of allegiance seems to come from NATO, our NATO allies, and particularly the United States, if the attitude of the negative attitude of the Congress persists. We have to adapt ourselves to the changing realities and to the facts. As I said, we simply cannot afford to let our defense arrangements remain suspended and remain at the mercy of the Congress of an overseas country.
So it is an ultimatum in that sense, sir?
It's not an ultimatum. It is a realistic attitude. We haven't threatened, or if I may be allowed to use the term, blackmailed NATO as Greece has done by retiring from the military structure or by threatening to leave NATO altogether. We only say that our contribution to NATO will be in proportion to the contribution of NATO to Turkey's security, that's all.
But if Congress, if I may persist with the thought, if Congress does refuse to lift the embargo, the logic of your position means you do go into a more neutral position.
Well, as I said, we will have to take care of ourselves to a greater extent than we have been doing. That may have certain political consequences, naturally. But we do not want to upset the delicate balance on which détente is based, because, as I said earlier, we have a